I stay warm as a wheelchair user, Part 2. Staying warm and dry in the winter months isn't easy for anyone, but especially hard when you're a wheelchair user, which is why I'm happy to welcome you back to Part 2 of my 3-part series where I show you the items I use to keep myself warm and dry. Part 2 is looking at gloves and armwear, and if you missed Part 1, looking at coats and outerwear, please do go and watch it after this video. The first gloves I love are these compression ones from eBay that I use nearly all year round as my go-to day-to-day gloves. In the winter, however, I often use these as a base layer with warmer and or waterproof gloves on the top, and you'll see them used as a base layer for other glove examples later on in this video. I love these gloves because the compression really helps my joints and pain. Due to the fact that I have Ehlers-Danlos as well as arthritis, these gloves keep my joints in place and supported as I self-propel along in my wheelchair. The underside of the gloves have these little raised dots that provide grip to allow me to grip my wheels really easily and self-propel with ease. The fabric is a cotton blend which makes them breathable, allowing my hands to stay warm in the winter and cool in the summer, which is another reason why they're my go-to year-round gloves. The next gloves I love are these black thermal ones, again from eBay. Not only are these gloves waterproof, but on the ends of the thumbs and index fingers is a coating to make them touchscreen compatible, so you don't need to take them off to use your phone, which is really useful when it's cold and you need to check a message or look up a route whilst out and about. I love how form-fitting the gloves are too, as I find loose gloves make self-propelling harder as the loose material causes friction and gets in the way, as well as loosening your grip. The raised gripping on the palm of the gloves again makes them great for self-propelling, as I am able to grip my wheels a lot easier and with a lot less effort than standard material gloves. The fact that they are waterproof makes them great for use in the winter, and the material is also windproof too, which together with a fleece lining makes these gloves lovely and warm in even the coldest of winters. I've worn them in the wind chill of -10 degrees Celsius and my hands were still lovely toasty warm. The third pair of gloves I love in winter are these fingerless heated ones that once again are from eBay. These gloves have a panel on the palm that heats up when you press the button on the top, and they have 3 heat settings, 45, 50 and 55 degrees Celsius, and they warm up in seconds. They're not the best for self-propelling in, but I mainly use them when I'm stationary. So for example when I'm waiting at a train station or queuing for an event, and they're big enough and have enough stretch that they easily slot over the other gloves you're wearing. I've slotted them over my compression gloves here, but they also fit over the ones I've just shown too. They charge up in under an hour using the USB cable that comes with them, and a full charge lasts around 8 hours. I have Raynaud syndrome, meaning my hands are always cold, so I always use these gloves in the house as well. For example when I'm on my phone or typing on my laptop, as they leave my fingers free but keep my hands nice and warm. I always have these ready to go in my handbag when I'm out and about, as I love them that much. The first armwear I love are these long arm warmers from eBay. I own these in both black and grey and wear them a lot through the colder months. They're like leg warmers but for your arms, and have a thumb hole to stop them riding up your arm. I wear these under jumpers and cardigans, and they provide an extra layer of clothing that is easy to add or remove as I'm out and about, without having to completely add another layer like an extra jumper. I will put them on when outside and then can easily remove them once inside, and they're small enough to easily tuck away in my bag until I need them again. I find these especially useful as they come past my wrist over the lower half of my hand, so they prevent cold air getting up my sleeves when my coat and jumper sleeves sit on my wrists, especially as I have very long arms. Plus you can easily wear gloves over the top too, so my whole hand and arm is covered. The second piece of armwear I love are these waterproof sleeve protectors, once again from eBay. They're actually designed for people who work in kitchens to keep their sleeves dry when washing up, but I found they're perfect for keeping my sleeves and gloves dry when it's raining or wet outside. When I'm self-propelling along and it's either raining or snowing, or there has been wet weather, that water gets on my wheels and that makes my sleeves and gloves wet as I'm rolling along. I hate this, as even if I have a waterproof coat or gloves on, the fabric still gets wet, dirty and then cold. Plus, when I go inside, I am left with wet, dirty, cold cuffs. So being able to slip these on and over whatever I'm wearing means my clothes and gloves can stay nice and clean and dry, and I just remove the sleeve protectors when I go inside. It's really easy and quick to dry and clean them too, using a tissue, and then due to their small size, it's easy to store them away in my handbag so they're ready to grab the next time the weather calls for them. That's the end of part 2. The final part of this series will be out soon, looking at socks and legwear. I'd be really grateful if you could like this video if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can be notified for when part 3 drops. Thank you so much for watching, and have a really great day.